Here's your host, Alex Garrett.
So many angles I want to talk about this Saturday, December 18th. Quite a few, but I want to first chastise the NFL. Can I do that really quickly out of the bat? Can I chastise the NFL for saying no? Asymptomatic players who are fully vaccinated do not need to be tested, mandated testing. Let me tell you again, the NFL, in a week where 150 players fully vaccinated have caught COVID-19 in a week, I should say. I think I said year. In a week. The NFL said, no, we're going to only target. We're not going to test and mandate a test for, as Yahoo writes, asymptomatic vaccinated players. Tom Pelissero broke it all down for us. He actually sent out on his Twitter, Plissero, tweeted this out. Fully vaccinated players and tiered staff will be subject to targeted COVID-19 testing as follows. Symptomatic individuals. Targeted testing, fully vaccinated players, Tier 1, Tier 2, and 2, will be required to undergo strategic targeted spot testing as directed by the NFL Chief Medical Officer. All players must volunteer for additional tests at the club facilities, given home testing kits, and promptly report any positive test result from the home testing kit at the club expense. But they basically said that they're not going to do weekly testing of asymptomatic, fully vaccinated individuals. Pelissero reports 150 of them or more have tested positive, mostly asymptomatic. So you tell me how in a week where you've already had to juggle the schedule, have you seen this? It was supposed to be the Browns and Raiders tonight in a big game one of a doubleheader, Colts and Pats game 2, but that's now been shifted to Monday. Only the Patriots and Colts are on December 18th. We're also going to see a couple of Tuesday games, or at least one Tuesday game, because the testing is so rampantly positive. So I ask you, the listener, does this make sense for mandatory testing to be ended when you've already seen the NFL shift? Yes, shift the week so that on Tuesday you're going to have the Seahawks, Rams, Washington football team, and Eagles. Monday you'll have the Raiders, Browns as the 5 o'clock. It's just a mess. You'll have the Bears and Vikings Monday. That's the regularly scheduled. But 4 games, Monday, Tuesday combined, 2 each. And that's good enough to say, well, we're not going to target everybody that's asymptomatic. We're going to only do targeted. Of course, they don't want to do targeting of everybody because then you might end up being more positives, more chaos ensuing. But when do the dollars stop overcoming the health crisis here? Let me ask that again. When do the dollars stop overcoming the health crisis here? I would also say that in science. Yes, the vaccines are working. Yes, there are other ways if people don't want to get the vaccine, although I highly recommend it. For people to fight this thing, to stay immune from it too. But because money is made with this vaccine, yes, that is a big reason why they're being foisted on us through mandates. Again, you should be encouraged to get the vaccine. And possibly lockdowns coming down. Yeah, that's what the Daily Mail is saying. Biden's team is looking at. President Biden will address the nation on Tuesday. We'll actually have coverage of that for you because this is another turning point. this could be another 2 weeks kind of thing, although the Supreme Court reinstated a mandate, vaccine or test, for employers, I think of over 100 employees, to restart that again, as Omicron is now in all but 6 states. How did we let it get here to this point, where you've seen team after team in the NHL, I think now 5 or 6, are shut down because of COVID issue? You actually see a few NBA games canceled. You see Seton Hall be canceled. How did we not take Omicron seriously enough? So did you hear this from Dr. Fauci just on November 30th? It's a couple weeks ago. Take a listen to this.
That it's too early to tell. They're hoping that it is going to, across the board, give a lower level of severity, but they don't know that right now.
And so that we don't know, we don't want to panic, again, has set us back, I believe. I do believe that this, it could be less severe than Delta. It could be. Now we're discussing possible lockdowns on Tuesday. Is that what leading from ahead is? We've not led ahead of this thing for 2 years. We've said, and we've kind of followed Dr. Fauci's lead the whole way through, and I don't even feel like getting into his voice because I'm just tired of it. I'm tired of hearing 2 weeks later, you might need this, you might need that. Well, if you told us that in the beginning, people would be not as concerned or even not as wary to travel. But when we learn with this virus, especially not to set off the bells, he also went on in other interviews to say, this could be protected like it's protected by the vaccine, can protect you from other variants, could be protecting you by, then they say, get the booster. Well, all of this jimble jumble, I don't know. But when you hear on record these guys saying, we think it's less severe, especially Fauci saying that, and everybody else listening to him, how reliable is that information? Inform yourself, vax up, mask up, even if you're vaccinated. It's a sign of respect. It's probably also a sign of where we're at once again, because we thought it wouldn't be as severe as a country. Because I feel like we're still listening to one man on this. And that one man is proving to be just dead wrong. I hate to say it, but when you're up to 6 states only not having Omicron, there's a severity level there. And he would never say, I messed up. I hope they press him on it, though. I really freaking do. And tomorrow on this, by the way, we're going to have Wayne Dyer on. He is he's a prison ministry director, and he's also a former school psychologist. And he wrote that book about the gospel of Santa Claus. I want you to hear from him again to uplift your spirits this Christmas time. We need it, especially as Omicron is seemingly bearing down on us, as is the government. At a time when people are getting vaccinated and you wonder what measures they're going to take compared to when they first locked us in 2020. That's what's going through my brain over and over and over and over and over and over. Oh, and over again. That's what's going through my brain. But this is kind of interesting because if you wouldn't have been following it so closely and been so wrapped up in this Omicron conversation, then you wouldn't know that we have had Bill of Rights Day. Yes, the Bill of Rights Day honoring the first 10 amendments of the Constitution. And they hang proudly, all of them, on the banners of Federal Hall. And to me, it's amazing that Bill of Rights Day still exists. Because you're seeing the statues being hauled out. of those that wrote that beautiful Constitution, the beautiful Declaration of Independence. So, if that's the case, do people not think the Bill of Rights matter anymore? I'm going to talk with Wayne Vanderwall about that. But do people think, in some circles, that the Constitution doesn't matter anymore? Someone say, yeah, people don't believe it because they just allow non-citizens to vote in New York City, which is not constitutional. Some would argue, yeah, because they're fringing on American rights, but not those that want to come over here illegally. That's a very valid point. And how do we fix it all? I don't know the answer to that. I hope private sector steps up again and sues for some of these different things, especially the December 27th mandate. That's what I hope they sue de Blasio for. So that mandate of employers needing the vaccine, which will kill more business, doesn't go through. To be anti-mandate doesn't mean you're anti-vax. To be anti-mandate means we're America. We live in a country that has a choice. It's a very dumb choice to not get the vaccine at this point. An asinine choice, as a matter of fact. But it's a choice people will make. And that's not America to force them or be fired for it. That doesn't feel American to me. Does it to you? Any conversation about this, 718-751, 206-426-9884 is my text me. 206-426-9884 is my text me to discuss all of this. Would love to hear from you. Alex G NYC1. Also, follow me there on TikTok and Instagram. And Alex G Podcast, Twitter and Facebook. And yeah, Wayne Vanderwall will join us tomorrow. But I had to get my thoughts out. The NFL, what are you doing? People that honor the Bill of Rights, good for you. People that want to remove the statues of those that wrote the Bill of Rights, what are you doing? And Dr. Fauci, stop jimble-jambling us. Stop mix-matching. Stop making us feel like these things are not severe. Then all of a sudden, all but 6 states have the damn Omicron. Be honest with us up front. For honesty will lead us out of this pandemic once and for all. And the other thing on my mind today is a very happy birthday to my mom. She who scrivens, Lori Sue Brockway. I love you. I wish you a very happy birthday, a rebirth day also. And may this be a rebirth for you as you move forward in your journey of writing and life and through this pandemic. I love you and I wish you all the best on this, your rebirth day. I love you so much. And thanks for being an amazing mother day in and day out, year in and year out. I'm Alex Garrett. We'll talk to you soon.